Soviets and Soviets, the Red Army, how y'all doing? This is Con Ulrich.
And I'm Rangru, hello, hello, hello.
And folks, right as the action begins here, here on Slutsk East, who is duking it out?
On the left-hand side, in blue, we have Stanczykovski, I think that's how you say it, playing 5th SS Viking with balanced income. And on the right-hand side, we have Ludojad playing 29th Tank Corps with a flatline income.
You know, I was saying to you as we got started over here, we have Berg Panthers over here, and we said this in the last replay as well. I love that Eugen goes and puts all his little tiny details in there. Berg Panther, when was the last time you had any game that said, oh look, a Berg Panther? That actually needs to make sense.
Really none. The cool thing about Eugen games is always having the odd weird unit chat. You don't see often in your typical World War II video games.
Yes. Almost as much as watch those BA-20s, the little like ugly armored car MFers. Ugh. Those things just give me the creeps from their silhouette, but hey, they're important.
Looks like it's a being World War One, you know? It's like the Rolls-Royce armored car.
Yes, that's true. Now, of course, you have the Vikings against a tank army over here, this tank corps. Who's going to take the early advantage, do you think?
Oh no, it's actually pretty even Stevens, because both sides are pretty heavily equipped tank divisions with Panthers and Tigers and IS-2s and all that good stuff. I give it slightly to 5th SS, because they're one of the best divisions for the Germans, I'd have to say. Because they got lots of good tanks, but also a lot of infantry.
That would be certainly quite good. Now, IS-2 Komroti was super early call into the south. So a lot of points being invested there. Stanczykovski, though, I don't know. Jagdpanzer, not really going to be the greatest in the matchup against it, but that's pretty much all he's got.
Yeah, and down south, it really just comes down to who has the biggest gun and the heaviest armor. And in this case, it's the goddamn IS-2. He's going to be bringing up T-34 and some other infantry, so I think Ludo is going to try and push somewhere down south and try to get some easy victory flags.
Well, with the dreaded Strutsky spam starting to kind of line up here. Where's this artillery fire going? Oh, okay, he's looking to the north. Far north. Oh my gosh, he's looking to pound that forest. Well, on the forest moon of Endor, as all these T-34-76s go in other directions, these 105 shells come in and completely whiff, basically.
Yeah. A lot of like heavy medium artillery early on. You usually don't see much heavily investment.
And usually for good reason on that as well.
It's pretty expensive, and of course, having artillery units right off the bat means less units to capture the initial front line, so it's a bit of a risk. It's kind of working, I'd say, for Stan. As, due to the Germans having, radio operators galore, doesn't matter where your artillery is, you can get accurate firepower, just as long as you got the radio leader, which is everybody.
Now, unfortunately, a lot of the early vehicles are here just getting picked off really quickly by, like, this T-34-76, and despite having a pack track up there to the north, not quite heavily armored enough to really tango with the big boys.
Yeah, a little bit tough. And even then, it does have a very powerful gun, but it only does 1 damage because it's an APCR shell. So it's not the most reliable way of killing a T-34 in a head-to-head fight because of that red squeeze barrel technology.
Which is just such a weird thing from an engineering perspective to just kind of learn about, but that's a talk for a different time. Outside of that, though, the Strutsky kind of push I expected in flames down to the south. We actually have some smoke being dropped by Flammenwerfer troops, I believe. Yep. But they cooked up one of those half tracks real good. Those trucks real good. I'm kind of fascinated to see where some of this stuff goes. Meantime, though, IS-2 Komroti moves back. Really wise decision there. As the T-34-85, I think, starts to move up for some more fire support in general. Shockingly quiet, though. Yes, sir.
Jagdpanzer slowly pounds an array at Strokey. IS-2 finally should be getting into position shortly to shoot back. And yeah, if Ludo can just, keep pushing this southern flank, he should get some easy captures. Because the IS-2 is, the king of King of long range. Well, not so much a king, but pretty high up, yeah, in the food chain of long range tank fighters.
I am mildly amused by the fact, though, that if he fires 7 more rounds, he's going to be completely out of ammo. So,
don't miss. Don't miss.
yeah, I mean, we're not exactly talking about that one IS-2 that I guess held up the entire column for, like a day and a half, or whatever the heck that was.
I was a KV.
Thank you. Right, KB2, you're right. Outside of that, though, looking back towards like that northern area, we have a lot of extra German infantry coming in. Regrettably, we also have a captured T-34-85, who is super duper close, and ooh, the Russians. That one went.
Mm-hmm. We got 2 more T-34-85s coming up north to support, so we have a meat grinder up north. Ludo's doing a good job of holding the forest, so to speak, because he's at 15-9 right now, which is exactly what you want to do against a balanced income division, especially against Vikings, because you don't want to wait till sea phase when the Panthers start rolling out en masse.
That is certainly true. Now, the question is whether or not the Germans can bring anything in to really kind of pull this back into play. And right now, I mean, it still is possible, but that time is getting awful tight already.
Mm-hmm.
The IS, oh my gosh, the IS-2 just lays down a perfect, beautiful little shot that takes out the Jagdpanzer, which has got to be just so painful.
But we do have a Pak 38 nearby. It's probably not going to be enough to kill said IS-2, but it is slowing it down for now.
Well, the transmission destroyed. That's still pretty solid. He's not moving anywhere.
Yeah, he's now a turret.
Yes, he is. He's a turret that's got a lot of HE ammo that he can dedicate to making your life miserable.
Mm-hmm. It's so crazy thinking that the IS-2 has got down 100 millimeters of side armor. That's just incredibly thick.
Yes, it is, with 3 Cs.
Mm-hmm.
It almost got like D levels of armor there.
Maybe like some Ks in there as well, because that's how thick
yeah,
it is.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. I don't even know how to spell things.
Holy crap, it died.
I look away for 1 second, and the Pak 38 takes it out.
Yeah, I think he got a lucky hit. Yeah. Holy crap.
Well, if you click on him right now, he is engaged. So I guess that's one way to look at it. But there's no infantry, so a lot of this German position is rather weak, especially when he runs peak runs right into 3 or 4 Strelky squads. That's not a way to go.
Oh. Yeah, he's still holding the north round with all the Strelkies. Stan spraying up T-34s, getting picked off here. One of them got killed by a bloody 45 mil, I think. Yeah, it was a side shot.
Kowalski up there, yeah.
Oh, damn.
Now, outside of that, they're trying to get back into this town. This peak runs, of course, unfortunately not really equipped to deal with the Soviet armor. Not that I have to worry about it in this particular theater here, but it'd be nice to have. And the Strokies are just carving a bloody path through all the German stuff to the north. Good God.
Yeah, Stroke DPs definitely outmatch Panzer Grenadiers thanks to all of their semi-automatic rifles.
And was it the 45 mil? Which is another? No, it wasn't the 45 mil. It was that.
Yes, the T-34.
T-34, yeah. And just like that, the northern side of the German lines just completely collapsed.
Hmm.
Desperate to rush in 5 more Grens and Pioneers.
Down south, the T-34-85 did get killed, so Stan now has tank advantage. Ludo, he has infantry. He's going to be able to at least hold the point and keep the territory under control for now.
Luckily for him, the Strokies that are down there, these Berg Panthers, not able to effectively kill per se, but between artillery fire and rifle fire, I wouldn't want to be getting too close.
Mm-hmm.
My friend, you don't have anybody in that cupola. You're not seeing anything.
Well, all those support guns trying to kill one Berg Panther. It is pretty heavily armored, to be fair, so it's going to take a lot of high explosive shells.
Yeah, but you know what? Right now, what's he done? He's driven forwards a couple hundred meters and taken 10 or 11 rounds, and he's already fallen back.
He's trying to race Soviet ammunition. The Soviets have a lot of ammo.
And German Petro as well, it looks like, and his life as well. So he definitely goes on down. So while black plumes of smoke arise in the south and the north, it is no different. I am fascinated to see if the Russians move more infantry into this center town. For the moment, they don't seem to care too much.
Yeah, just pretty much trying to hold that northern flank. And we got a lot of pioneers and Flamen Rifles coming in to try and secure the point.
That's true, but they're going to get cut to shreds here in about 3 seconds. Yep, that's one motorcycle down. There's Flamen Rifle squad's going to die in a second as well. Well, that's just really the tail of the tape, isn't it? With a Strucky DP who's got to get on the block and just going to continue to wreak havoc.
Oh, there's holding that goddamn point. Yeah, Ludo just has a really good defensive line up north. And Stan keeps kind of like throwing stuff in. He even has artillery support, but it's just not really enough. That hill is a real goddamn kill zone.
Well, and the worst part is I think that it could have been solved a lot more if the slide along that northern hillside. No, but if you press through the flanks of that small, it gives you a much higher survival profile as opposed to driving along that road. That road, like you said, is a kill zone, unapologetically.
Yeah, we are seeing a Panther being brought in up north now, try and help out a bit, but a Panther by itself ain't gonna be enough. Especially in like such a close quarters area, it's not even really a good spot to put a Panther.
Well, there's a Panther down to the south as well. He's engaging 37. So, technically he's doing something, as is the Panzer III behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Regrettably, this is very much a cannon to kill a mosquito kind of moment here. Outside of that, the major name, oh my gosh, I say the major name of the game is the northern flank here. But we have 4 Tanko de Santniki and 2 Strelki squads being brought on in to solidify that town and maybe even push west.
Yeah, he might try and do a push into that middle hill here. Middle hill, yeah. And Tank de Santniki should be able to push in rather hard because there's no AT nearby. Those hard tracks and just rush on in, capture the points, and unload those tanks. De Santnikis.
Very true. Now, unfortunately for that being in place into that tree line, and this could be quite the surprise if he's not too careful with his Panther.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, right now he is standing off a little bit more, but he's moving him across the river here, and I'm wondering, is there any potential way? Yeah, if he moves that the anti-tank gun a little bit further to the south, he might expose himself a bit to artillery, but he could definitely engage that Panther as he comes forward.
Yeah.
And it keeps happening.
And the Tank de Santniki's trying to get a foothold on the hill. We're doing it in a rather slow manner. It's just going to try and capture the outskirts of the hill instead of just rushing right to the center. Which is probably, I mean, with our God Vision, we know there's nothing in the center. It would just be a right idea to rush and capture the flag. But without much intel, it's probably a smarter idea to put them on foot and capture the forest.
Bucklewolf Rocket Run takes out a T-34-76. Those rocket runs, I almost feel bad calling it artillery, but what is air power or ground strike but it's just artillery from the air?
Yeah, it's really true. That's kind of like how it's how they work. Like the pros of getting air power over artillery is, yes, it doesn't stay in the field long, but it's a very precision tool. If you need something dead now, that's what the airplane's for.
Very, very true. Now, down to the south convention, we've had these Strelki squad behind on enemy lines a couple times. In fact, we had 2 of them. We're really locking it down. And it's only now that Stanczykovski over here is bringing in a Pigran squad to try to go and stop the bleeding. And the 2nd Panther, so investing very heavily in the southern side here.
And those Pigans definitely outgun just the regular Strelkis. 2 machine guns to run.
But if at 50% strength, will that continue to hold true?
Yeah, I'd say so. Oh, might
Yeah,
it might be
yeah,
50.
no, you're probably right. I was hoping for much more kind of like tune in next week to find out what happens to our contestants. Unfortunately, you didn't really play along with that, but that's okay. I love you anyway.
Love you too.
I appreciate it, man. I really do. Um, Sorry, I just got distracted by the T-34-85 engaging these Panthers. Really, really gutsy, bro. As he limps backwards, his legs are broken, but he can still kill at this range. They both can.
If you wanna like shoot, because they keep like moving into each other, they move and stop and try to shoot because they're on attack order.
Mm-hmm.
The T-34 was just, oh god, get me out of here.
Oh, very much so. Absolutely, very much so. And now he's got this artillery piece just kind of starting to shell down there too, which is actually quite humorous to me.
The artillery piece taking one for the team, slowing down the Panther advance.
Well, I hate to say it, but who's worth more here? Is T-34-85 or the 76.2?
T-34 every day.
Exactly. Exactly. But that's just cheap, and with the God Emperor.
Mm-hmm.
Artillery strike to the north, and it's a big one too. Good lord! And this M42 claims another victim.
That's a sneaky spot.
Yes, it is. Also, I do WC-52 KAOs, excuse me, and I can't help but feel he called 2 artillery strikes down in the same place. Maybe
It might be actually. It might be.
the quickness and the volume of fire that was happening there just seems too rapid to be, a single opportunity here.
Hmm. The tank Desnites in the center hill managed to push the German infantry off, but we are seeing a Panther coming around. Unsupported, it can't really do too much.
But it doesn't need to either. Again, they're there just to slow this down. Every second that they just buy time on the front lines is better just for everyone.
Yeah. And Ludo's still doing a really good job keeping that +2 advantage over Stan. And, he's still holding that north really strong. I mean, the off-map coming in. A rather lovely shape here.
Well, the only thing I regret is that he's not about 8 seconds later, as all this infantry could have come right through the middle of it.
Hmm?
But hey, it's his decisions right here.
It's a supply truck. There we go.
Yep.
And he has the infantry.
Oh! And those beautiful little shell impacts on the water. Oh my god, that's just again. Oh man. It's such a small thing, but it's so freaking beautiful. Down to the south, we actually see some Soviet. An A-20C, C Boston. I think he's going to start bombing his own position over here, right on the front lines.
Oh, he's out of ammo. He's already dropped his load.
Yes, but on the front lines over here. Unfortunately, he's not quick enough to rescue his own craft here. This Focke-Wulf, don't think he's going to make it really that easily after him. He might get a couple bursts to fire off, but it doesn't look like too much. Maybe I'm wrong.
Boston getting defensive fire in. Here comes the Cobra. The Cobra doesn't mess about.
It doesn't. And the Boston says it's more than a feeling. And he keeps on flying. Cobra comes back in and bellows something about G.I. Joes and tries to shoot down that Focke-Wulf. I think it's going to happen pretty easily here.
Cobra!
It's kind of funny. As a kid, I never really watched that show, but I knew all about it.
Same here. Same here.
Didn't they always just shout Cobra like they were a Pokemon, basically?
I think so. There was a lot of like shooting, but no one actually died.
Ah, so it was a perfect 80s movie. And oh my god, so Strokey just threw a heat grenade and killed a panther. That's when it's really kind of rough. Yeah.
And the off-map up north is just devastating. Just devastating at that point. Stan definitely really should not have been, pushing so hard up north in that choke point. Probably try to, play a bit more in the center area of the map. Use those panthers to your advantage. Panzer grenadiers at long range instead of just flying over a small, terrible piece of land. It's not getting them anywhere.
Just isolate positions,
Mm-hmm.
Play really have like a minor cauldron battles. You gotta isolate each pocket, force them to surrender, just constantly do that.
Yeah.
Of course, like you said before, we have God vision though too, so we can see that the relative worth of that. But Stanczykovski, I agree. He's been a little bit cautious about the way he's been playing, and his allocation of resources not the best.
Yeah, he's really tunneled vision up north, and that's killing him slowly. I mean, down south, he could make a push. He does have Panthers. At the same time, there's also an IS-2 in the middle of the field now. Second IS-2 coming in. Have no infantry or recon to help out. Not gonna go too well, actually.
Yeah. I mean, we have a second IS-2 in the center. I see one IS-2 to the north side, and one in the south. Apparently going blind someplace.
There's two IS-2s
Oh, I see
down
him.
south.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just coming up. He's slow. But he's steady.
Well, you know, and that isn't that what you want in a relationship with a tank. You want someone who's dependable.
And it has really thick armor.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want anyone who's just like, oh, I threw another track.
I know. You need that reliability in a tank relationship.
Yeah, built comrade tough. Now outside of that, though, I mean, time continues to tick away, and it's so unreal. You know.
Yeah.
Really, I thought you were gonna pick up a Linkin Park thing there, but I guess that's too much to ask. Very outdated, I'm sure. Going back to when music was, you know, moderately good for them. Panther though in the middle, I finally maybe they heard us. He's kind of shifting him forward. Unfortunately, nope, never mind. He's going into the trees. I know it's your natural habitat, but my friend, that is not where a panther goes.
Yeah, especially when there's Molotov cocktails nearby. Well, not the best spot for a panther.
Well, Panther D, maybe that was his grade in school, because we have a Panther A coming on in as well. And this guy, well, he seems a lot more intelligent. He's going to go up to the north a little bit more.
I want to say Stan's got a lot of effort up north. He does have the flag at least, but I mean, he only has like one Panther Grenadier, and there's still a lot of Russian infantry up here.
Yes, there is. Just he's got this one artillery piece just thrown around way downrange. Still hitting that infantry? Yes, he is. Good lord.
Yeah, I think Stan's kind of lost the match.
That seems unfortunate too, because the Viking is such a solid. But I think he very much kind of misplayed after that initial breakout.
Yeah. He really should have pushed the center a bit more rather than just tunnel visioning that northern flank. I mean, he's starting to put a bit more pressure here now, trying to take up like northern Middletown, getting some Panther Grenadiers in there. Moving up the Panther now, going to be a little bit dangerous.
Well, I mean, for the moment, he's okay to do that. For the moment.
For the moment. And tank Destinies keys aren't getting in, a Molotov's in, so the Panther's going to be safe.
That's true, but again, it's one of those things that they have to buy time for, you know, the glorious motherland.
Yeah.
Focke Wolf's coming down to the south of Rocket Run, going after this IS-2, and there's so much IS-2-age down here, that's actually not even funny. And between the Dushka and the 37mm, I'm surprised that neither one of them has died yet.
I know.
Huh.
Yeah, those Focke Wolfs barely took any. I think, oh no, there's no 37mm anymore. It's only a Duska.
That's a 37mm right behind it.
Is it?
Yeah, that's the one who was firing. Actually, the Dushka wasn't even firing at him.
Oh, yeah, I see. I think maybe because he was in the forest? Didn't get good? I don't know. Anyway. Ludo run. What a surprise.
Quite handily at that one, too. Stanczykovski, unfortunately, my friend, the Vikings, well, I guess they're a little bit too horny to really pay attention to the fight today.
Pretty close on kills, though, considering
true.
how much of kind of like a steamroll that was in a sense for Ludo. Because, I mean, like you said, they just brought a lot of time for all those Soviet bodies.
Well, on the lost side, too, I mean, they have one Jagdpanther who's just done very well for himself, and outside of that, Panther D did decently, and that's really about it.
Yeah, kills pretty spread out for the Soviets.
Well,
of
that's
AT
how it should
guns.
be. I mean, you got to go and make sure that the guy next to you gets to have that along with a potato or something like that too. So
Yeah, you
that's how it
got to
works.
share the kills. That's how communism works.
Exactly. Exactly. Everyone must be a hero of the Soviet Union, not just you.
Mm-hmm.
But with that in mind, anything else there, Rag?
Ludojad's like player icon is very disturbing.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nightmare Fuel quite a bit there, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Spooky.
Yes, it is. There's a lot of other ones I prefer to that, but you know what? Can't always get what you want, I suppose. But with that rather sobering thought, folks, stay safe, stay healthy, stay wealthy and wise. Until next time, I'm Con O'Rourke.
And Rangaroo, take it easy.